The road to the Kentucky Derby is heating up, and the contenders are separating from the pretenders. With jaw-dropping performances, late-charging closers, and rising stars making bold statements, the Derby picture is starting to take shape. But while some colts are surging forward, others are fading at the worst possible time. Who's on fire and who's losing steam? Let's dive in. At number 1, we have Journalism, a colt who stamped himself as a top Kentucky Derby contender with a sensational performance in the San Felipe Stakes. The Curlin colt unleashed a breathtaking late run, sweeping past Barnes in the stretch to win by 1 3/4 lengths under Umberto Rispoli. What makes his victory even more impressive is how effortlessly he accelerated late, posting a final 3/8 of a mile in 36.82, closing the last quarter in 24.68 and finishing the final furlong in a blazing 12.34. With a career-best 108 Beyer speed figure, tied for the fastest by any 3-year-old this year, and a 110 Equibase speed figure, Journalism showed that he has the raw speed and finishing power to dominate at 1 1/4 miles. Trainer Michael McCarthy has guided him to 3 straight victories, all by open lengths, proving that he is steadily improving. The only minor concern is whether this peak performance came too soon, but on the flip side, Journalism might just be that special. If he moves forward from this effort, he will be an overwhelming favorite to capture the Run for the Roses on May 3rd. With 47.5 Kentucky Derby points, he is well on his way to securing a spot in the starting gate and is undeniably one of the most exciting colts on the Derby Trail. Sitting at number 2 is Sovereignty, who made a massive statement in his comeback race after a 4-month layoff. Trained by Hall of Famer Bill Mott, the Into Mischief colt delivered a thrilling last-to-first victory in the Coolmore Fountain of Youth Stakes, reeling in River Thames late to win by a neck under Junior Alvarado. He posted a career-best 95 Beyer speed figure while matching his top Equibase speed figure, showing that he's right where he needs to be with 2 months left until the Kentucky Derby. His ability to sustain a strong late rally was evident, clocking his final furlong in 12.61, indicating that distance will not be an issue. This was his first race since his dominant win in the Street Sense Stakes at Churchill Downs last October, where he closed even faster, finishing his final quarter in 24.12 and last furlong in 12.28. The scary part, Sovereignty, is only going to improve from here. Given his 60 Kentucky Derby points, his spot in the gate is already secure, and with his grinding running style, he looks tailor-made for the 1 1/4 mile challenge at Churchill Downs. He may not have the raw speed of Journalism, but his stamina, experience, and relentless closing kick make him a major player in the Derby picture. At number 3, we have Flood Zone, a colt who exceeded expectations with a commanding 3 1/4 length victory in the Gotham Stakes at Aqueduct. While he may not be an obvious Kentucky Derby winner just yet, his rapid improvement makes him a dark horse worth watching. Entering the Gotham off a maiden win against Florida breds, he stunned the field by putting away stakes winner and Gotham favorite Sand Devil in the stretch under Relu Gutierrez. His performance was backed by a 12-point jump in his Equibase speed figure to 107 and a 13-point boost in his Beyer speed figure to 98. While his final quarter mile in 25.92 wasn't lightning fast, his ability to take control early, let another horse pass him, and then re-rally in the stretch showcased impressive maturity beyond his experience. Now trained by Brad Cox, Flood Zone is still lightly raced with only 3 career starts, meaning he has significant room to develop further. With 50 Kentucky Derby points, he has a strong shot at making the Derby field, and given his tactical speed and stamina influences in his pedigree, it wouldn't be a shock to see him stretch out effectively. It's tough to see Cole Battle still in the also eligible category after his dominant victory in the $1.25 million Rebel Stakes on February 23 at Oaklawn Park, but make no mistake, this colt is on the rise. He stormed past pace-setter Mataquette Road in the stretch to win by 1 1/4 lengths, showcasing tactical speed and a strong finishing kick. While his 104 Equibase speed figure and 91 Beyer speed figure indicate he still needs to get faster, trainer Lonnie Briley has him trending in the right direction at the perfect time. Another eye-catching effort could firmly establish him as a top Derby contender. Rebel runner-up Mataquette Road also deserves attention, as does River Thames, who fought hard to finish second in the Coolmore Fountain of Youth Stakes. Both colts are showing a nice blend of speed, stamina, and determination. competition. Meanwhile, California Burrito turned in a gritty front-running victory in the $175,000 John Battaglia Memorial Stakes at Turfway Park on February 22nd, fending off Baby Max by half a length and setting new career-best equibase and Beyer speed figures. If he can translate his all-weather form to dirt, he could be a legitimate Kentucky Derby threat. Additionally, a large group of promising allowance and maiden winners have surfaced over the past 2 weeks, but one name that should be on every racing fan's radar is Valentinian, the into mischief colt out of Grade 1 winner. Rachel's Valentina, a daughter of the legendary Rachel Alexandra, made a sensational debut at Tampa Bay Downs on March 1st, pulling away to win a 1 1/16 mile maiden race by 3 1/4 lengths. With such elite bloodlines and a strong first outing, he could develop into a serious Derby contender in the coming weeks. Now, let's shift focus to the 3 colts whose chances on the 2025 Kentucky Derby Trail are cooling down this week. At number 1, we have Rodriguez, a colt by Authentic, who once showed great promise, but now seems to be losing ground in the 2025 Kentucky Derby picture. He made an early impression, earning a spot in the top half of this blog twice after his impressive January 4th maiden win and a solid second-place finish in the Robert B. Lewis Stakes. However, his performance in the DK Horse San Felipe Stakes raised concerns, as he faded late to finish a distant third, beaten by 9 1/2 lengths behind runner-up Barnes and winner Journalism. Instead of taking a step forward, Rodriguez regressed, showing that he still has significant ground to cover to compete with the top contenders. While this performance doesn't completely eliminate him from Derby contention, it does highlight that he needs to prove himself once more. With only 21.25 points in the Kentucky Derby standings, he will need a much stronger effort in his next race to remain a legitimate contender. If he can rebound and regain his earlier form, Rodriguez may still have a shot, but for now, he's slipping down the rankings. Coming in at number 2, Tiztastic has been a consistent competitor throughout the Kentucky Derby preparation season, finishing in the top 3 in races like the Street Sense, Kentucky Jockey Club, and Southwest Stakes. However, his recent performance in the $1.25 million Rebel Stakes at Oaklawn Park on February 23rd raised significant doubts about his ability to compete at the highest level on dirt. Instead of making a big move in the stretch, Tiztastic struggled to keep up, ultimately finishing 5th, 6 1/2 lengths behind the winner. While he has already proven himself as a stakes winner on turf and a graded stakes-placed runner on dirt, his best surface remains uncertain. If his future lies on grass rather than dirt, his Derby hopes may be fading fast. With only 19 points in the Kentucky Derby standings, he is in danger of being left behind unless he delivers a major turnaround in his next start. At number 3, we have Sacrosanct, a colt who was once unstoppable against New York breds, but faced his toughest challenge yet in the Gotham Stakes. Entering the race undefeated in 4 starts, including a dominant win in the Sleepy Hollow Stakes at the 1-turn mile distance, he looked poised to make a big statement. However, the jump in competition level proved too much, as he faded badly after a half mile, finishing a disappointing 16 1/4 lengths behind the winner, Flood Zone. While he has shown undeniable talent in restricted company, his Gotham performance suggests that he may not be ready for the Derby Trail. A return to New York bred races could be the best move for him now, as he regroups and tries to regain confidence. Off note, horses worth another look, despite recent defeats. While Barnes may have disappointed bettors as the 2-5 favorite in the DK Horse San Felipe Stakes, his performance should not be dismissed too quickly. He finished second behind Journalism, who put on a sensational performance and still managed to earn a career-best 105 Beyer speed figure. This was Barnes's 3rd career start and his first attempt at 2 turns, which means there is still plenty of room for improvement. Losing to an elite horse like Journalism is hardly a reason to write him off, and with the right adjustments, he remains a legitimate Kentucky Derby threat. His stamina and speed are undeniable, and if he continues to progress in his next prep race, Barnes could be a serious contender when it matters most on the first Saturday in May. Despite finishing 4th as the 1.9 to 1 favorite in the Coolmore Fountain of Youth Stakes, Burnham Square actually showed plenty of positives in defeat. His wide trip put him at a disadvantage, yet he continued to battle all the way to the wire, finishing just 3 lengths behind the winner. What's more, he earned a new career best 91 Beyer speed figure, nearly matching his top equibase speed figure. While some may be quick to write him off, his determination and ability to sustain a strong late run suggests that he can still make an impact on the Derby Trail. With a better trip and continued improvement, Burnham Square remains a horse to watch heading into his next start. Sometimes, a horse simply doesn't get the right trip, and that appears to be the case for Speed King in the Rebel Stakes on February 23rd. Instead of using his natural early speed, which had previously brought him success, he was taken off the pace, a strategy that did not suit him at all. The result result was a disappointing 10th place finish, but rather than overreact, it's best to draw a line through that effort. Speed King had previously won the Southwest Stakes and was a strong second to Cole Battle in the Remington Springboard Mile, proving he has serious talent when allowed to dictate the pace. If his connections return to his front-running style in his next start, expect a much improved performance. He's certainly worth another chance before making any final Derby judgments. Who do you think has the best chance of winning the Kentucky Derby? Drop a comment below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more in-depth racing analysis.